they'll lynch you. But he did, and he laughs at
That's it. I'm Willie Russ, the West End Network. Hope you are all safe and well. It seems that there's more and more rumours with less than a week to go in the transfer window. Let's talk about the latest rumours. As I said, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Obviously, we're playing tonight, aren't we? 6 o'clock kickoff in the UK, so we'll be starting the watching on for about 5 o'clock. We've got Harry's fantastic sort of 5-minute preview. That'll be around 3 o'clock today, so keep an eye out for that. Also, let me point you to our friends. Let me put it in the chat. Our friends at Forged from Iron. They have got a new series which I'm the first guest on, so that'll be on tonight at 2 o'clock. So again, if you want to watch that, you can watch that. If you've got a spare 45 minutes as well, please watch our interview with Pedro Obiang. We put it on yesterday, and it is, I think, my favourite interview I have ever done. And you know, considering we've had over 100 ex-players, he was absolutely brilliant. Let me play a quick clip of that interview. We've just signed someone from there, and we've had a chat, and you and me spoke. Yeah. He's a big lad. He's about 6'5". You can't miss him. You can't miss him. Obviously, Gianluca Scamacca, we signed from Sassuolo. Now, obviously, we've spoken. You and me have spoken about it. What can West Ham fans expect from him? He's only played a little bit at the moment, but what can West Ham fans expect for someone who, obviously yourself, you've been around with him for a while?
Me, like I always say, obviously the people, like every player when he's coming from another country, need to be patient. But probably West Ham bring one of the future striker of the national Italy and Europe. He have really good skills. He's young. He's strong, and probably he can become one of the best. Obviously, it's not easy because everybody knows the Premier League is tough competition.
Yeah.
But if he will pass this difficult 3 months, after will be one of the best players in West Ham.
There we go. So check out. We'll do another clip at the end about him and his and being sort of Agent Obiang. But yeah, we're here to talk about transfers. Obviously, it's a week to go. There's a few rumours hanging about. There's a few players which could be imminent. And let's just quickly see what we've got in the chat. We've got Brian. Hope you're well. Brian must be buzzing if we get Lucas in. But Conor Gallagher and Hussam as well. Then Brozier, Lozano. Could you imagine? Jan, hope you're well. Brian's here. Hamhead. What it takes to bring this guy in will make a difference. I totally agree. Eva Essex, all right, from Perth, just throwing out a shrimp under Barbie. We might have the new Payet on his way in Paqueta. Jonathan's there as well. I'm just zooming through the Helen's there, right, Ludders. Stephen's in. Brian says another £50 million bid has just gone in. We'll talk about that. Rumour has it we're in for 23 players after the drowned rats. It is, isn't it? Did anyone in the UK get any sleep last night? Honestly, it was like a bad day in Beirut yesterday. Honestly, it was like it was awful. It's crazy. Brian, hope you're well. Ouch, Russ just lost 99. No, I love them all, but Pedro was lovely. Favourite interview Mr. Cross is going to be exactly. I love old. His wife calls me Raspberry Ross, so I quite like that. Lovely shirt he had on indeed. Watching it last night, it is very, very good. Yes, Russ, I'm on cloud 9, mate. Very good. Dave's in, Stu's in. Yeah, very early morning. Flo came in and literally like scared me. She was like over like like literally, I woke up and she was like looking at me. I was like, William, everyone's talking. Webb's in the thing. Alan's here as well. Tommy's here as well. Hot day in Rome. Safe travels. Anyone going to obviously Viborg today? Alberta, hope you're well. In terms of Graham, Simon's there. Jesus, everyone's in. God, big roll call today. Right, let's talk about Paqueta. So obviously, you know, in terms of the latest, obviously, the club launched a bid yesterday, which was officially ratified by Mr. Moyes in his Viborg press conference, believed to be around 40 million euros. And by all accounts, well, there's conflicting reports of what's happening with it. By all accounts, it's been the first one. More reports said it's been rejected than it's been accepted. So rejected. Apparently, the league side are looking for about 50 million euro up front with about 10 million add-ons. That's according to several sources. Understood that personal terms would be sorted very, very quickly. We know he can play. Anton did a whole show about him yesterday. A 10, an 8, a false 9. Moisey said it to that same extent. He was the only player in La Liga, Liga on last season to register over 50 metrics across the board, which was quite impressive. Also, he had 18 goal contributions for Lyon as well. And I think if we get him now, it'll be a very bit shrewd business because he'll be going to the Qatar World Cup, and you know, a strong showing there would only inflate his price tag. What we got, several sources report that Lyon also eyeing up a replacement in flamenco star Raul Gomez. And if you saw his social media posts yesterday, by all accounts, he was sort of saying goodbye to the stadium yesterday, him and his son. So it's all looking good. And as reported by Brian, amongst other people, it looks like we've literally just put in that bid, that £50 million bid, according to the One Football app and various others. So it's, I don't want to get too excited, but you know, it could be could be a good week. Could be a good week for West Ham, particularly if we beat Viborg and progress to the next round, the group stages of the conference. Also, something like Lyon hasn't got any European. They haven't got any European football this year. Obviously, didn't qualify. I think they finished 8th in the league. So their money coming in is going to be a lot less. They have to sell some of their key players. I've given this a 6 out of 10. I don't want to get too excited. You know me. Sit on that fence. Don't want to get excited. But it looks like 50 million euro is what they're looking for, plus about 8 and add-ons. So we'll see. Good win from Rangers, indeed. Are we going to get hijacked? Well, we could do, but by all accounts, the only other teams who were really in for him were Newcastle and Arsenal were looking at him, but Newcastle apparently have pulled out because they're just spending £65 million on Alexander Isak. And Arsenal are okay at the moment. So Arsenal, the other ones maybe could come in for last minute, but we'll say. You say Paqueta, I say Pancetta. Let's call the whole thing off, indeed. I believe it is Paqueta or Paqueta. I believe, anyway. Offer 45 a second bid. No second bid has officially been offered yet. We'll wait and see. I'm not convinced we'll sign him. Praying to get this deal over the line. But so many disappointments. But there are so many first bids get rejected. They always do. Very rarely do you have a situation where someone comes in and go, unless they offer an exaggerated price. And you go, there we go. Yeah, I'll take that. Usually there's always some negotiation. I think it's not a case of him. He is for sale and he's going to go, but I think it's just a case of. I was listening to Darnesh today, and he was saying basically it's about the overall package structure. So we'll see. Russ, how many spots do you think we have available for Premier League registrations? Quite a few, I think. We let Lloyd go, didn't we, as well? And also guys like Ashby and stuff would be part of the under-23 squad, so they have to be registered for the 25 for the Premier League, I believe. It's pronounced Paqueta. Okay, we'll figure it out. If we don't get Paqueta, I hope we do. This would be our best transfer window in modern history. We want up there. It'll be up there, that's for sure. Literally be on One Foot when the latest on him was we are yet to offer a second. Well, we'll see what happens. There'll be another big going in, I'm pretty sure. Let's move on because I want to zoom through this all because we've got loads today with everything else. There's another player. This guy. If you think I struggle with Lucas, I'm going to struggle with this bloke. Atalanta ace Ruslan Malinovskyi. We'll call him Ruslan Malinovskyi. Yeah, that's not bad. So according to Calcio Mercato, the Italian giants Atalanta have demanded 45 million euros to part ways with the Ukrainian international Ruslan Malinovskiy. You know that one. This summer, he's fallen out of favour with the boss, Piero Caspieni, and it's likely to be leaving the club in the summer. He's 29. Are you going to pay £45 million for a 29-year-old? I don't think so. So his asking price will do no favours at all for him getting out of the club. He can score goals. He fits the bill for people looking to improve their goal-scoring ability. Us and Tottenham, apparently the two teams looking at him in terms of the Premier League clubs. Not only is he capable of scoring goals, but bringing in and carving out opportunities for others. Given we've got a new striker, I don't think this one's got much legs. It seems Atalanta are going to play hardball and are keen to sort of invest the fee back into the playing squad. They have apparently a gentleman's agreement for Borna Sosa, which means that maybe this could come. Ruslan can come cheaper, but also it means the Danish fullback we were looking at, Michael, we could go back in for him as well. And we're not talking about it now, but in terms of the Rusty rumour rating, the original rumour rating, I gave this a 3 out of 10. I can't see this one happening at all. Never heard of him. All right, Matt, hope you're well. Malinovskyi, really? Where's the V? It's actually got the accent on the last vowel. Lol. See? I'm learning. We're all learning. Dave for short. Big Dave. Never heard of me neither. Is Van der Valk deal off now? Van der Valk. Roll the Russies. Rush. I can't do that actually. Very excited. Fair play to board. Over 200 million spent on you, but it would be if we get the big man in. If they pay 50 million, I'll find the odd 8. In fact, they can keep 10 million of I have left from. Oh, it's very kind of you. Very kind of you, John. No, not happening much. No, this one's like, let him have him indeed. He's very, very good. Would be our best midfield indeed. Is Bamford injured again, Lee? Or I don't know. We only have 2 spaces, do we? Really? Have we signed Obiang on a scout? We'll talk about Agent Obiang later on. Anyway, I'm just looking for it. Charlie reckons he's coming to West Ham. Let's not get too excited. We've fallen for this before, haven't we? Let's talk about Hands. We don't talk about Bruno. It's not called Bruno, but anyway, you know what I mean. Let's talk about our good friend. Now, Darnesh and also Mr. Moyes in his press conference has claimed that West Ham have got him with an improved bid for Hans Vanaken, and Darnesh has claimed that Hans wants to come to West Ham. As he said, he openly said it on an interview on Sunday, I think it was, and we're trying to find a way out, waiting to find out if our new bid's gone in, if it's been accepted or rejected. They seem to be playing hardball, and they want a decent fee for their talisman, basically. He is, their world. He's their world. And so they want some decent money. He turned 30 yesterday, and it feels like this is going to be his last opportunity for a big money move. The news on the bid for Lucas might suggest and might give some understanding of why we haven't gone in with a dramatically improved bid for Hans, in terms of more in line with Bruges' estimation of him. Apparently personal terms wouldn't be an issue. It's so I don't know how I feel about Hans, because I want Lucas, but he could give us something else as well. The fact that Lucas can play a number of positions, Hans can play numbers, it means there's sort of 5 positions. 1, 2, 3. There'll be 4 positions or 4 players for 3 positions. So say the 2 midfield role and the attacking midfield role. Hans, Lucas, Rice, Souček may even mean that I don't know. The Rusty rumour rating gives us a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. That's how I feel about it. You need hands. You do need hands. Go and do some shopping. Yeah, I know. Innit? Although Emerson was in. He was the first player I think I was actually here to see sign. I can see getting a journeyman on loan. I think there'll be some loan signings. He left the Club Brugge trade in talks with West Ham. Well, apparently he's in talks, but I think it's the initial fee. I think we were offering something like 10 million quid for a 30-year-old. I think they're looking for like 17 million euro for him, which seems a lot. I don't know. I thought he could well be. I saw him in Stratford buying a Greg's steak bake. Why not? He's resigned to leave in Club Brugge. I think Club Brugge have resigned for him to leave as well. They know he's going to leave, but they want to get as much money for him. So I understand that. I get that totally. If we lose out to Lucas and Vanaken, what next? I don't think we will. Vanaken to Forest. They need a few. Haven't signed any players for a while. I'd rather have Paqueta. I totally agree. William. Get them both in. All these signings, can we afford it? Or has GSB won the lottery? If you listen to Moyes, he went on to say how difficult negotiations have been and how greedy the agents have been. It does seem it's always the agent's fee. So like the whole thing with Emerson, or Emmy, to his friends, was the agent's issue. It wasn't anything else apart from the agent's fee or something like that, why we sort of broke down last time. If we sign in, and maybe Lanzini will go. I don't think Lanzini will go now. I think he'll probably go in the summer. I think he's only got one more year on his contract anyway, with a 2-year option as well. But there was talk last year of him going, or this summer, of him going back to River Plate, and that could happen. Vanaken would be awesome. However, I think West Ham should be up there bidding quite a bit. Well, I know what you mean, Mikey, but for me, if it means that that's taking money out of the pot for Lucas, well, I'll forget Lucas, but we'll see. Can you bring me some lure pack if anyone's going to Viborg? Because it costs a bloody arm and a leg. Just get... Haven't you seen it on TikTok? You just get cream and do it yourself, mate. That's all you do, and just shake it up and down. No news on Lazaro yet. No new news on Lazaro. Can West Ham even sell now for a profit? I reckon with Souček, you look... I reckon now on the open market... 25 million, Souček? 20, even if it's 20, you made a profit. You buy them for like 17, so not surprised agents are getting greedy. They can make a lot more in Jan. Exactly. And someone like Lucas, he goes to the World Cup. He has a really good World Cup. Don't know. Hands as well. He could have a good, for Belgium, he could have a good World Cup. And his price may increase by a couple of million. We shall see. Let's move on like Donkey Kong. Let's go and talk about another player from Club Brugge, and it may be, and it's a strange one, but it's one that's it was sort of just through the cracks this morning. I saw. Now apparently West Ham have allegedly made a formal offer for Club Brugge's wonder kid, and Mikey's in the chat, so he might be able to give us some info. Arnie, his first name's Arnie, brilliant. Arnie Engels. That's according to Football Transfers, who claim the Hammers' first offer for the 18-year-old starlet has been rejected by the Belgium side, but they reckon the Hammers have had a bid rejected for him. It suggested he came onto West Ham's radar after impressing performances in the UEFA Youth League, where he bagged 3 goals and 2 assists in 9 games. He's a right midfielder by trade, but can operate in a central and right back position as well. Possesses really good technique and really good energy and athleticism, but you'd imagine that he's only 18. And obviously we're in discussions with Hans already, so it might be talking about a double deal. That might be some of the delay, you never know. Engels is a hugely exciting talent. And you can see by buying people like Kelly, by Marshall last summer, we're buying, it's these, we sort of, that Club Brugge duo. You got Hans, who's for the now, and you've got Engels, who's for the future. So you can see, it's just sometimes little bit of tidbits. You start putting some dots together, and I could see, there's some sort of appreciation there. So I've given him a 6 out of 10 because you can see this sort of fits more of the model. So yeah, interesting to see what will happen. Well, let's have a quick look in the chat. Can't wait to hear Max Bygraves playing at the stadium. You need hands. Hands touching, reaching out. Touching me, touching you. We need a Premier. I always talk about. There we go. I think we'll talk about that in a minute. We will have a £130 million bench. Yeah, we're all good. I know his uncle Percy Engels. Yeah, very good cakes. In fact, I went to school, and Jimmy will like this. I went to school with Percy, like one of the descendants from the Engels family, and he lives in an amazing house, like around in Buckstill, and so he was part of the Engels family. Always had a cake on the go. My type of man. It's interesting to see how our backline is today. Yep, indeed. Sufo is out. Yeah, Sufo is definitely not playing because he has concussion. He's not injured, so to speak, but due to protocols, he can't play. And Moyes said that yesterday. At this moment when he plays, who can play right. That's what I know, Pete. But that's what I mean. I can see why there being a two. Emerson can't play in this game tonight because he wasn't in the squad for the first game. So you can't have the first game squad and then, or the squad you've announced for the first leg, and then buy a completely new squad and play them for the second leg. They've got to be the same squad. So they have to be in both. So, starting lineup, I think you're looking at similar starting lineup, in all honesty. Maybe one or two changes, but we'll see. There used to be a Percy Engels and Liv. There used to be one in Loughton. Nice. Yes. Good Belgian buns. Now we're talking important stuff. And we're not talking about Hans Vanaken and his Belgian buns. Come on, guys. 200. Give it a like. Give it a like if you are a West Ham fan. There you go. If you're not, don't give it a like. You're not a West Ham fan. Right. Let's move on King Kong. Let's move on like King Kong. Let's talk about Conor Gallagher. So obviously, talk at the moment is Lucas Paqueta and Hans Vanaken. Now, obviously, one of the other ones, and this is Anton's wet dream, is Conor Gallagher. And I think for a lot of people, they would love Conor being at West Ham. Now, a report from in the Sun has stated that West Ham, and I put it in quotes, are plotting a daring bid, whatever the F that means, to sign the 22-year-old on loan with Newcastle and Palace also in the frame. Now, there were reports yesterday that Chelsea were looking to sell him for 35 million quid. I'd break your hand off for 35 million quid, I think, for Conor Gallagher, in all honesty. 22-year-old, international, fantastic, prospect, but also has experience as well. We know, he can inject sort of pace, power into that midfield. He's homegrown as well, and he had a great campaign with Palace last season. He could really bring sort of some quality in that final third. For me, I think last season was 8 goals, 3 assists, and I think it's based on what Chelsea do now in terms of the availability of Conor Gallagher. They're looking at sealing the deal for Aubameyang. So that means, in essence, maybe that means Brozier can go out on loan. If De Jong comes in, then maybe Gallagher would need to go out on loan. I think it was Gio and Hammers Chat made a really good point. It was something like 14 Premier League games until the World Cup, and we've already had 3 of them. And so for someone like Conor Gallagher, he needs to be playing in all of those remaining games. And if he's not, then he's out of sight, out of mind, really. So there's not many games left. So the old Rusty rumour rating, the original rumour rating, I'll give it a 50-50. I give it a 50-50 according to Lamar. That's a very, very weird reference for some people. Right, let's go back up, see what we got. That's why transfers we finish. We wouldn't have problems with adding new players. Make himself hungry, talk about Percy Engels. We always are. I'm going to have to get a Belgian bum from Wenzel's now. Never go until Bacon's ask going behind if she has big baps, unless you want to slap. There we go. You love it. What we got here? We'd love to see Gallagher at West Ham. Would be another great signing. It would be. I fancy Anton covered in jam and cream. Each their own, GP. Each their own. I've been meaning to for ages, but its bread is expensive. Yep. Just bake it. Go back and look at my old channel. I showed you how to do all the baking in Rusty Crust. Afternoon Narky. Hoping the Gallagher loan happens. Is to Palace if going on loan. Why not? Why not West Ham? Why not West Ham? He's got Declan Rice there. He's got England international Declan Rice. He's got England international Jarrod Bowen. I think it also is dependent on who we sign as well. If we sign Lucas and Hans, I don't think we'll get Conor Gallagher on loan, because actually, where's he going to fit in? Unless Souček goes or something like that. You know. So for me, it's like I can't see it happening. Mount, Gallagher and Broja, 115 million. We need to get this done. We'll see. The hell can I watch the game? I don't think Premier is a channel. But I can see Liverpool going hard for Gallagher. Yeah, it's a great shout. But would Chelsea do a deal with him? Probably not, because it was strengthen there. You know, then you get into a bit of a funny. You know, when we remember us and Lingard, he should not be named last season, when Ralph Rangnick was like, no, they're a rival. Chelsea and Liverpool are big rivals, so yeah. Isaac has landed in Newcastle. Oh, that's ridiculous. 60 million. 22. He hasn't even scored that many goals. Getting right as to how Moyes is going to integrate all these new players into the team. I think that's why it takes so long, Ludders, to make sure they're the right players to be integrated. And they have, you know, group, and they have friends already. I have a gut feeling that Liverpool may come in for Rice. I don't think so if it's too late now. What's the difference between... Here we go, it's a joke. What's the difference between a newlywed Danish couple and Batman's parents? One of them are wed Danes and the other are dead Waynes. Lovely. Lovely. I'm just going to zoom through some of his comments. Everyone's talking about fire sticks and stuff like that anyway. All the important stuff for the game tonight. And let's talk about another PSG. Obviously, we've done some deals and some business with PSG, bought 2 of their players, and then apparently they're looking at for us to buy a third. So Paris Saint-Germain are hoping that an English club come in with a bid for Abdu Diallo, who is one of the players we were looking at West Ham, and are trying to sign him on a permanent, as they try to sell him out of the club on a permanent basis. He struggled for game time last season, not played a single minute for the French champions this term, and they're looking to offload him. West Ham have been credited with interest alongside Leicester. I think it seems that the Parisians are backing on more English interest than outside of England. According to Foot Mercato, Roma are thought to be interested in him, and apparently AC Milan have shown interest as well. But the French club are thought to be hoping that an English club step forward, because we seem to have the money. I don't think we're going to get Diallo. I don't think we need him, in all honesty, at the moment. I think with Agbona coming back to fitness, I think with the purchase of Emerson, with the purchase of obviously Kire as well, I don't think we need him, unless it's a loan deal. I wouldn't spend money. I wouldn't buy him, but a loan maybe, if you want to get him off the books. I've given it a 3 out of 10, because I just think that ship has sailed a little bit, in my opinion. Let's see what we got in the chat. Anton's turned up, nice of him. Gallagher would have to be a permanent deal, if then we go for Broja loan to buy. But then again, I don't think we would. In all honesty, I think, you know, if we got Paqueta, Lucas to his friends, then if we had Lucas, Hans, you've got Rice, you've got Souček, Gallagher would want to come to a club where he's going to get some first team football. Not guaranteed, but a path. He wouldn't get above Declan Rice. He wouldn't start ahead of Lucas. Thomas Souček maybe. Hands, but then why buy Hands if he's, you know? So touching hands, reaching out. Imagine we get Paqueta, Gallagher, and Broja. Yes, I could see that happening. Just for you, Pete, I'm going to send you a private video. Oh god, it's all going to be a bit sordid. Scott, not good. It's on Paramount Plus. What is it? I don't know. Need Mount to stop Rice leaving. We don't need him. I don't know about Diallo. Is it that fella who was at Man U Daily? No, it's not him. Emerson can't play centre back. He can't, but he can play left back, or left wing, which then gives, you know, the option to play 3 at the back. And Cresswell's played centre back. He played in the back too. He didn't, you know, Moyes didn't put Elise against. I think it was against Arsenal or something like that at home. He put Cresswell in, which is crazy. Can Emerson play something? No, he can't. He'll be fit for the next round. Paqueta Paqueta. There we go. I can see Gallagher going back to Palace, possibly do a swap deal with Zoom. I'm sure Chelsea want him back. I bloody loved Obiang like a kid in the sweet. He did, yeah, he was really sweet. And we'll do another clip at the end as well of Agent Obiang and how he helped in the Scamacca transfer. Let's move on and talk about Maitland-Niles. Now, again, we're talking about loan, potentially loan signings. I could see this one being more likely than Gallagher on loan, in all honesty, because you got to think why Gallagher would leave. He'd leave to get first team football, where he could go straight in and start playing, because he needs to play the next 6 or 7 games to prove to Gareth Southgate he should be on the plane. Now, Maitland-Niles isn't going to, he's been capped a few times, but there's no way he's going to be anywhere in the conversation. So on loan, as part of beefing up the squad, I could see this one happening. According to a report in the Evening Standard, the Hammers have been offered the chance to sign him, the 24-year-old, this summer. Arteta's side said to be keen to offload the Englishman before the transfer window. The report goes on to add that Moyes and co would prefer a loan deal if they were to swoop in the coming days, albeit with the Gunners looking for a permanent exit, although I'll be surprised they did. He would go on, if they don't sell him, he would, I think his contract runs out in the summer next year, so we're going on a free. For a 25-year-old, that ain't bad. I wouldn't be, no, but I think, you wouldn't even do an obligation to sell, because, he'll be out of contract at the end of the summer, end of the loan spell. But I could see something happening with this one. This one seems a little bit more likely to me, just in where the player is. He needs a club. He needs a club to love him and stuff like that. He's from Good Mays boy. So I'm giving it a 50-50. Giving it a Lamar. What about now? I'm 50-50. That's what I've given him. Scott's lineup. Let us know at 5 o'clock, mate. Come back and do them. We're going to do that. Bowen looks knackered. Hope he doesn't play. He's linked with another club. Everyone's linked with everyone at the moment. It's quite funny. I was talking to an Arsenal guy yesterday who sits with me in the office, and literally everyone that we're linked with, I said, "Oh look, just put a bid in for Lucas Paqueta or Lucas Paqueta," and he went, we were interested in him as well." And then pretty much they were linked with exactly the same. Hi all, just back from getting our son a new laptop. What have I missed? Hope you are. As I said, Gates is the check out Full Shemayim, the YouTube channel, 2 o'clock today. It's the first of a new series they're running, which I was privileged enough to be first on. Maybe just to sort of assume that they're, I can't remember the fucking name, to be honest. But it's called Mount Matty Rushmore. And so it's like, who would you chisel into the side of Mount Rushmore, like from a West Ham perspective. So it's good. We're talking about sort of our favourite players, really. It's good fun. Going to Sweet Shop with threepence, you could buy half the shop and still have change indeed. Smash that butt. There we go, you see. Do what the West Ham Fan TV legendary Pixel says. On the news now, Chelsea still on Gordon from Everton. What does that mean for Gallagher? Well, apparently that was part of the deal. Was Everton have asked for Gallagher. I think Gallagher and Brozier, but also they've asked for another couple. If not, it was like this amount of money plus these two, or this plus these like youth team kids. So yeah. Anyway, what we've got here. Don't think Niles seems like he wants been loaned out too much, and no one wanted Simon. But it's a good shout, great shout. Get some players in. Indeed, we'll try. We're doing all right. We'd rather swap Esther, who I think is still in a hotel. Yeah, I think he's still needing medical. 6 p.m. indeed. Scotland and gentlemen, I certainly am. Billy Bonds. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Check it out. The whole idea is it's different. So, like, obviously, a bit similar to My Hammers 11. Not similar. Sorry, Gates. We've spoken about. But in My Hammers 11, so you pick your 11 based on the players you played with, you've seen play. Or Pedro picked his Hammers 11. So check that out. It's quite funny. He upset some of his teammates. It's quite good, particularly the right back. And so the idea of that is, there's certain players that and I've gone a bit different. I've gone for my favourite players. I've gone for sort of across the time I've supported West Ham, my cult heroes. So who I think, cult heroes. So it should be good fun. He's still practicing his cough, cough and drop. Since Zuma is cropped, when are we bidding for Phil Jones, Bonds, Brook, and DiCanio might. Yes, I mean that'd be your one, but do it on Gates's channel, not on this channel, because show him some love. Right, let's move on like Donkey Kong. Let's go with another Chelsea boy. So according to X, West Ham are interested in bringing Trevoh Chalobah to the club on loan this summer, but face competition from clubs around Europe. With the club still we still have domestic loans available. X revealed that we are interested in Chalobah, but we could face competition from Spurs, Roma, and Inter Milan for the 23-year-old centre back. Now again, I could see this one, I can see this happening like on transfer deadline day. We've still got, if we haven't got anyone on loan, if we haven't got Brozier, if we haven't got Gallagher, then I could see it coming in as a domestic loan, because it just gives us that extra bit of cover. Do you know what I mean? If Zuma's knee buckles, or if Angelo takes another knock, you just got that little bit of cover, but it's not going to impact on Chalobah's, England internet. It's not gonna. He's not gonna be on the plane. So, I can see this type of thing happening. The Rusty Rumour rating gives this one a 50-50 as well, because it's Chelsea as well. But I mean, you think with Chelsea now, you've got the likes of Koulibaly, they've got Silva, they've got Cucurella, they've got some good players. They've got Chilwell as well to come in as well. They've got Reece James. So I think, although Chalobah played a lot of games last season for Chelsea, particularly sort of the cup games and stuff like that. What we got here? Who is this? Sean White-Phillips, my friend. Oh my God. Have you picked Hugo? No, I haven't. Shock. Sorry, Charlie. Having no Rice Knight could be a problem. They will take this game as a Champions League fight, and also don't forget they'll have and watch Harry's 5-minute preview at 3:00 today. So after you've watched Gates's, then just don't do no work today. Just after this, give yourself half. Now I'll stop it in about 10 minutes. You can go and watch the Pedro Obiang interview, and then go and watch Gates's thing with me. Then go and watch the 5-minute preview with Harry. He talks about a couple. I forget last week, a couple of the players couldn't play because of visa f-ups. So Saeed, who's one of their main talisman, he'll be back in the side. So it's going to be a tougher game. It is. Peter Balla hasn't got a spot in my. No, unfortunately, he hasn't. It looks like Paqueta is off to Arsenal. Newcastle have signed, and we are stuck with Stubborn Clown. We'll wait and see. How many Chelsea exactly? We can only get one domestic loan, can't we, from them? We don't need another centre back. We need a defensive midfielder and attacker. Yeah, Chalobah can play defensive midfielder as well, but I think I'd rather use that domestic loan like at the end. So rather than get someone on loan now, I would transfer window day, deadline day, have a look at the squad. Right, we're just missing a little bit there. Okay, well let's try and get a loan in, whether it was Chalobah, whether it is Maitland-Niles, or someone just to sort of give us that, because that's what we never have, is that little bit of cover. He's really good, but I don't see why we'd want to join him. Sure, he wants first team football. But it's not a case of him. It's about Chelsea getting him off the books, getting him out of the club. Not out of the club, but getting him game time. He's not going to get this. He's not going to get above Koulibaly and Thiago Silva, really, is he? If they score first, it will be time for the Pampers. Sounds fun indeed. Set 2-game ban. They've worked out midfield. If we had Rice, it would be perfect. It would be. Obviously, Cresswell can be back in, and David Moyes can turn up as well. So everyone's asking it. So I'm gonna give it to you. You lucky ladies and gentlemen. There is the list. There is the current list. You would have noticed I've had to make the font smaller to get it all to fit in now. It's 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 177 players we've been linked with so far. Can we get, with a week to go, can we hit 200? I don't think we will, but I think we'll hit over 180. But there's going to be some really funny ones, I think, turning up. That last week, obviously, we've got less than a week until transfer window deadline day. Obviously, we've got we've got transfer window deadline day. We'll have tomorrow, based on what happens tonight. Tomorrow's the draw for the Europa Conference League group stages. So hopefully we'll be live with that. Hammers Headlines, they'll do a preview. The Hammers Headlines, they'll be doing the press conference for the Villa game. And then with Harry's videos, we'll have Holly's videos. So loads of good stuff coming up as always. As I said, if you've got some time today, obviously make sure you check out Gatesy's thing. Don't forget to check out our interview with Pedro Obiang. As I said, it was really, really good. And I'm going to play you a little clip of it. I played a bit at the beginning, but I'm going to play a little bit at the end. And then after that, I'm going to bid you farewell, friends. And I'll see you guys 5 o'clock today for the watch along. I think we'll be live from about 5 o'clock, so make sure you check that out. And as I said, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Stay lucky, stay cheeky. Stay positive. Keep the faith. I think we're going to have a busy few days up until next Wednesday. So ta-ta for now. We'll finish with a clip from Adrian Obiang, and then I wish all of our channel members and all of you a very nice afternoon in the UK, or morning or evening, depends when you're watching it. Take care. Bye.
Obviously, by him making the move to West Ham, he obviously knew that there was a connection with yourself from West Ham. So did he get a little bit of insight into what it's like being in the Premier League and at West Ham and London in general?
Yes, we pick a lot in the last week before to go to West Ham, because obviously he asked me something about the club, around, about the stadium, about all the stuff, and obviously I explained him everything. And I said, listen, the time I passed there was amazing. So for me, if it's one of your choice, don't take more time. Speak with the club and go there. Obviously, I have still some friends there. Angelo Bona, who I said, you have to treat really good this guy. And the other players, they are really good guys. So I said, you are going to a family, so don't worry. You will find your place.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,